Well, guys, we have another jersey yet added to the collection of jerseys. We have a J.C. Horn jersey. Granted, this was not anything that I expected to come home with today. I thought I was just going to leave school. I was straight home. But me and my friends, we went to go somewhere. So obviously, I got this as well. It was only like $20, which is not that bad for a jersey of this caliber. This is a really, really clean jersey. On that note, once my Bryce Young gets here and before we start a football season, we will do a jersey collection update vlog for you guys coming soon. So stay tuned for that coming to the channel later, maybe on Monday or Tuesday if we don't play some Madden 24, which we are getting Madden 24 this weekend. So this weekend should be a little resting stage, and then Monday we will probably play Madden 24. But obviously, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, be sure to all that good stuff. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about my NFL fantasy teams. We're going to break down both teams that I have in 2 leagues. I'm doing 2 fantasy leagues this year. We're going to talk about what my draft grade was, and we're also going to talk about some things I like about my teams that maybe other people don't like, and a bunch of other stuff in today's video. But first, obviously, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into this breakdown of my fantasy football 2023 teams. Alright, so my first team, the Bryce is Right. Now, I picked this name just to pick this name. This is a church league, so this is going to be a very, very fun league. This isn't my serious league that I'm doing, but still, this is a very, very, very serious league for me. Only 8 teams, so obviously teams are going to be really good, but also there are going to be some teams in there that are really, really struggling as well. We're going to talk about my team, though, and what I have to say about that. So, starting off with number 1, we have our QB1, which is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is a great QB1. QB number 2 is Nick Chubb. We do have Nick Chubb as our running back number 1 as well. I don't know why I said QB, but Nick Chubb I really, really like as a running back number 1 as well. So Nick Chubb at my running back 1, James Cook for Buffalo at my running back number 2. He's going to get the majority of the snaps there in Buffalo. We'll talk about that towards the end. Davante Adams, wide receiver 1. He's questionable week 1, to keep an eye out for that. But I think that Davante Adams is eventually going to be starting for the Raiders, and he'll get up there with Jimmy Garoppolo. Hopefully that chemistry can get working as well. Up next, wide receiver 2 is Amon-Ra St. Brown as well. I really, really like him because I really love Amon-Ra St. Brown. I picked him. I did not draft him early or late. I picked him because I really like where the Lions are going to go this year, so I really, really like that as well. But my tight end is George Kittle. I like him. We'll talk about him in a second, why I chose him over Travis Kelce. And then Michael Thomas is my flex player. Now, granted, I took Brandon Cooks with Dallas to be my wide receiver / flex player, but it did auto-trade it, so we'll talk about the bench too, which my bench quarterback, Dak Prescott, I really like that pick. He's an underrated bench player. He's a great bench player, if you ask me. Miles Sanders as my running back 2. Now, granted, he is hurt, or running back 3, I guess. He is hurt right now. Hopefully, he comes back strong, though. I'm keeping him up so nobody takes him as well. But, once again, Brandon Cooks. Deontay Johnson as another wide receiver. Christian Kirk as another wide receiver from Jacksonville. And then DJ Moore as my wide receiver in Chicago. So, 4 wide receivers on the bench. I'm stacked at the wide receiver position. This is a PPR league, so I got to get that wide receivers. But overall, I like this team. Now, it gave me a D+ in my draft grade, which I think is absolutely heck to talk about right now. But I like this team. Number 1, Mahomes. Obviously, he's going to be, I had like number 2 pick or something, so I picked Mahomes. PPR league, you need a great quarterback, get Mahomes. But I like picking Mahomes. A lot of people are hating on me for picking Mahomes, but I really, really do like picking Mahomes. I think the Chiefs every year are going to be very, very good if they have that Mahomes-Kelce duo as well. And we'll talk about George Kittle over Travis Kelce coming up soon, so stick around for that. I like Nick Chubb and James Cook at the running back position because they're very, very underrated. Now, I was told that I picked Nick Chubb a little high. That may have been the case, but if Nick Chubb can produce, then I will gladly be taking Nick Chubb at that pick. James Cook, he's going to get the number 1 snaps in Buffalo, so hopefully that's really, really good for them. I like James Cook. Davante Adams, Amon-Ra, and Michael Thomas, I really, really like him because I like Michael Thomas on the Saints. I think this is his bounce back year for the Saints. Now, hopefully, we can take the NFC South like we're predicted to given via Fox Sports predicts us to win the NFC South. At least one of the analysts does. So hopefully we can win the NFC South. But I like Michael Thomas and Derek Carr. I like that connection. I really, really like that as well. George Kittle at the tight end position. Now I took George Kittle over Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was already taken, but I would have taken George Kittle over Travis Kelce anyway. Yes, Travis Kelce produces really, really good numbers, but George Kittle is a guy who can go out there, get week to week, very, very consistent stats as well. He has a decent quarterback in Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, and that those will be splitting snaps. So obviously he's going to get thrown to a lot in this roster as well. They have 3 small receivers, so that's a good sign as well. I really like taking George Kittle. Now my bench is a little bit rocky, but overall I really, really enjoy this team. I think this team has a good chance to predict or to go maybe to the Super Bowl. I doubt it, but it definitely has to make a run in the playoffs as well in my league, which is honestly just going to be 2 weeks. So if we make the playoffs, great for us. If we don't, oh well. But I think this team is going to give people some struggles, and people are sleeping on this team as well. Alright, so now we are going to be taking a look at my other team, Carolina on the Rise. Now, I have had this team name for quite a while now. It's been about 3 years, and I haven't changed it. I'm keeping it that way because Carolina is truly on the rise this year with Bryce Young and obviously your boy J.C. Horn as well. So hopefully they can bounce back once again. But Carolina on the rise. Crazy enough, I don't think I picked any Panthers players on this team. I picked the Cowboys and Saints, my 2 other teams, but I did not pick any Panthers players. So we'll go through the roster once again, talk about it, what I like, what I don't like, and then obviously give my record predictions for this team as well. Number 1, Joe Burrow at my quarterback position. I picked Joe Burrow at my quarterback position. A.J. Dillon is my running back 1. Isaiah Pacheco, running back 2. Keep in mind, 14-team league, so there's going to be a lot of competition in this one. Michael Thomas, wide receiver 1. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver 2. Kyle Pitts at the tight end position. We'll talk about Kyle Pitts there in a minute. Michael Pittman as my flex. I may change that for week 1 and put Allen Lazard or DJ Moore. Bryce Young as my backup quarterback. I will talk about why I chose Bryce Young just to see what happened. Cordarrelle Patterson as my running back 2. Now, honestly, I think Bijan's going to get most of those snaps there. So, that's probably what's going to happen in Atlanta. But I do like that pick as Cordarrelle Patterson. I may drop him, pick somebody up, or try to trade for him as well. I tried trading for Travis Etienne, did not work yet. Hopefully, I can trade for him or somebody of that caliber. Allen Lazard as my wide receiver on the bench, DJ Moore on the bench, Darius Slay on the bench, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling. This is a true PPR league, by the way. So, we'll talk about the bench first. Bryce Young, why I picked Bryce Young. Well, Bryce Young, he's a rookie. He's got a lot of receivers to throw to. I believe he's someone who can go out there and get points in and week out. He just has to get NFL ready this preseason, which I think he will. He did struggle, though, but I think he'll bounce back, and hopefully he'll get us some points a little bit on the bench as well. Now, Cordarrelle Patterson, now he's a running back who I really, really think is undervalued in fantasy. Last year, he did relatively well producing numbers for me, so that's why I picked him this year. Now, I wasn't thinking when I picked him, but Bijan was still up, so I could have gotten Bijan, but still, that's probably why I chose Cordarrelle. Allen Lazard, he's got Aaron Rodgers to throw to him. Aaron Rodgers and him are back in the same organization. That's why I chose him. I think that duo is going to be great. I think that if I need somebody to come off the bench, then he will be that guy. DJ Moore in Chicago. It's a new year for him. Justin Fields, going to throw to him. We will see how much production he has. And just in case I have him, that is currently why I have Justin Fields or DJ Moore on there, because of his newly, and he can get points every week. Darius Slay, I needed someone else just to fill that void. And then Marquez Valdes-Scantling, I believe Mahomes will throw to him a lot this year because they won't really have any good receivers, but we'll talk about that later. So, my starting, or I did go over my starting. So, talking about Joe Burrow, why I chose Joe Burrow over Mahomes this time around, I believe Joe Burrow has better receivers. He has Jamar Chase. He can throw to them as well. So, Joe Burrow, yes, he's questionable week 1, but I do think Joe Burrow is going to get the start he is going to get to start week 1 as well. So, A.J. Dillon, he's going to be splitting snaps, so I just said, why not? What the heck with that one? Isaiah Pacheco, he's going to be their number 1 running back this year, I believe, in KC, so that's why I chose him. Michael Thomas, wide receiver 1, and CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver 2. Michael Pittman at my flex. Michael Thomas, he's going to produce us really, really good numbers as well. CeeDee Lamb, great as well. He's got a great quarterback too. And Michael Pittman, AR was just named, so I think AR will target him a lot this year. So he'll get reception points as well. And then Kyle Pitts at the tight end position. So not a bad team if you ask me. Overall, I do think this team is a lot better than my other team that I just went over. But I still don't see us making the playoffs in my fantasy league. But that is just my draft teams. Let me know your draft grades for this team down in the comments below. Once again, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Once again, a vlog video is going to be coming to the channel Monday maybe. It may be filmed over the weekend where my parents aren't here. And obviously, I do have a lot of jerseys on the way. I have my Bryce Young one on the way as well. So when that gets here, if it gets here this week, we will do that next week. That will come out next week. So we'll talk about that as well on the channel. Stay tuned for some Madden content as well as we get Madden 24 underway. We'll be getting that game soon as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.